Hello and welcome to the first lesson for English learners. This is the first in the series School for Life video lessons for English learners. This is the first lesson for grade 7 learners, and today's topic is health and well-being. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to talk and to write about a health issue. I'm Sanja Božinović, your English teacher. This picture will help you remember what you already know about this health issue. Look at the picture. You'll see the map of the world and a familiar looking face lurking from China. There is a doctor and he looks worried. What is this issue? How much do you already know about it? These 4 questions will help you. The questions are: what is the issue? What's happened? Where and how did it start? What is happening in the world? Please pause the video and write your answers into your notebook. Think about how much you have already heard, what you know about China, if you can name the issue, and how much you know about what's happening in the world. I'm sure you have remembered the coronavirus is the name, and these 10 words will help you talk better and write better about the coronavirus outbreak. Read carefully the words and think about the 3 categories that they fall into. I will read the words for you and you think which 3 categories you can put these words into. Of course, they are all about the same topic, about the virus. Listen: respiratory, infection, isolate, case, population, symptom, virus, mild, severe, patient. What do they have in common? They should fall into 3 categories. You can draw a table with 3 columns and try to copy them into one of the 3 categories. There are some words here that name things, like virus. There is a similar word in Croatian, virus, or infection, infekcija, or symptom, symptom, patient, pacient. What do we call them? They are nouns, imenice. Can you find any more nouns? Yes, a case is a noun and population is a noun. Then there are 3 adjectives that describe. Which of the words are adjectives? Respiratory, like respiratory infection. Mild, like a mild symptom when you almost don't feel ill. And the opposite of a mild symptom is severe symptoms, when people almost die or die, unfortunately. Your table should look something like this. The nouns are virus, infection, symptom, patient, case, population. Respiratory, mild and severe are adjectives, and there is one verb, activity, isolate. That's what doctors do with a person who's got the virus, to keep him or her away from people who are still healthy. Okay, if there are any words here that you are not sure, I have explained them now, but if you are not sure, you will be able to pronounce them correctly and you are not sure about the meaning, you should look them up in your dictionary. You can use an online dictionary or you can use your paper dictionary. What you should do now is have them in your notebook. Let's get back to the 4 questions from the beginning. The first question was, what is the issue? Of course, we all know now it's the coronavirus outbreak. But can you answer that question using the 3 words on the screen? Virus, population, infection. Pause the video and try. Use all 3 to answer the question. Question number 2. What's happened? Can you use these 3 words to answer? Symptom, respiratory, isolate. Question 3. How did it start? We remember where. It started in China, but how? Can you use these 3 words? Patient, symptom, severe. What is happening in the world now? If you turn on your television or the radio, or if you ask anyone, people will know. But can you answer the question using these 3 words? Isolate, mild, severe. And you remember that mild and severe are adjectives of the opposite meaning. Okay, let's go on, hoping that you have all the answers in your notebook. Our next exercise, our next task is a listening task. If you visit this link here, bit.ly English Engleski jezik interview, you will access my interview with the doctor. I interviewed the doctor and I asked him 5 questions about coronavirus. And after the first listening of the interview, your task is to answer these 2 questions. The first question is, what does the doctor recommend? And the other question is, what is one misconception he mentions? In this interview, I asked him 5 questions, and the first question, of course, was, what should we do? And the doctor told me what we should do. He recommended doing something. Listen to hear what. Then I asked, there is something we all get wrong. We don't get it right. We don't understand, we misunderstand something. What is that one misunderstanding, misconception about the virus? And he told me. So listen to the interview, and the interview is accessible if you click on that link. Copy the link, access the interview, listen to it, and answer the questions into your notebook. In the interview, the doctor mentions 3 symptoms. He says there are 3 symptoms. How you feel, what you feel when you get that virus. You feel F, C, F. Do you remember what they are? If you do, write them down into your notebook, of course. If you don't, go back to the interview and listen again. Or you can try to guess and then go to the interview, listen and check. Let's see. They are fever. You have high temperature, fever, and you cough. And you feel tired, fatigue. If you don't know these words, copy them into your notebook and try pronouncing them several times. Fever, cough, fatigue. There are 3 symptoms of the coronavirus. Your next task is to listen again, of course. Listen again or try to remember. Maybe you do. In the interview, the doctor uses all of these words here, all of these 5 adjectives. Can you remember what was ordinary and how he used contagious and symptomatic? What was close? What was traditional? If you can remember, try to make phrases or sentences with these adjectives. If you can't, go listen and write the sentences or the phrases while you're listening when you hear the information. So make phrases or simple sentences with these adjectives about the coronavirus outbreak, about what the doctor said in the interview. It's time to go back to your notes. You have your notes, you have been writing from the beginning of the lesson, from the moment we try to remember what we already know, through learning of new words, listening to the interview, and now let's get all that together and think. It's time for reflection. Have you learned any new facts? Have you got any new ideas? And are you ready to talk and to write about this issue? If you need to add to your notes, it's time to do it. And now we'll learn some more. Did you know that the coronavirus got its name because of its shape? Remember the picture from the beginning? It looks like a crown when you look at it under the microscope. Like a crown, and it's called coronavirus. If you would like to learn more about this topic, about this virus, you can do it in many different ways. You can follow the news, especially the news in English. You can listen to the radio, you can search some internet pages, web pages, or you can talk to people. When you learn something, add it to your notes. And your task, the main task for today's lesson. You can choose to speak or to write. If you choose speaking, you will talk for a minute about this health issue. If you have a person to talk to, even better. If not, talk in front of your mirror. How it started, what's happening now, how it affects your life, and how you can stay healthy and safe. If you follow the lesson of today, we started with the 4 questions, and you will try to answer your 4 questions. You will include the facts from this lesson, one new piece of information, and you will finish with your opinion, or you can even give advice to somebody you care about. If you choose writing, you will write a short text. You'll remember to write 70 to 80 words. And you will organize it the same way. How it started, what's happening now, how it affects your life, and how you can stay healthy and safe. You will include the facts from this lesson, a new piece of information you have learned on your own, and your opinion or advice. I hope this rubric will help you. This rubric will help you focus on 3 important things. The facts, and you will tell or write 5 or more facts. You will try for 5 or more. You will try to remember all the words that you have learned and to check that there are at least 5 new words. And you will be careful about your grammar, especially your tenses. When you speak about the virus, the outburst, it has happened, present perfect. When you refer to the beginnings, the first cases, you'll use past simple. When you give facts, present simple. When you describe the situation as it is happening now, present continuous. Be careful with your tenses. So this rubric will show you what the quality speech or a quality writing should look like. You can get back to it before you start writing or after, or both. And for the end of the lesson, let's get creative. I have noticed, and I'm sure a lot of people have, that people do not do a traditional handshake anymore. When people meet friends, they do many different things, and some people are very creative. Are you? Can you think of an original greeting your way and share it? You can describe it in words, you can learn to explain how you do it in English. You can draw yourself doing it and share with your friends. Or you can make a short video and make your friends either laugh because it's funny or envy you because you have thought of something so clever. That's it for today. Stay healthy, learn about health and well-being. That's all for today. Goodbye.